And over to other stories. This is what's expected in the Supreme Court today. A plea against the detention of former Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Omar Abdullah under the stringent Public Safety Act is coming up for hearing. The plea has been filed by Omar's sister Sara Abdullah pilot. Sara, in her plea, claims her brother's detention is illegal and that there were no grounds to book him under the PSA. The government imposed PSA against Omar Abdullah on February 7th after the former Chief Minister spent 6 months in detention. The Jammu and Kashmir government defended the imposition of PSA, saying that the former Chief Minister opposed the government's move to abrogate Article 370 and incited people on Twitter against the unity and integrity of India. The government has maintained that Omar is a great influencer, and during the peak of terrorism, he had the power to influence a huge number of people to vote. Anisha Mathur is joining us with more details on this. Anisha, it will be interesting to see what pans out in the Supreme Court. The last time around, when there was a hearing about the situation in the valley, particularly over the curbs and the restrictions in Jammu and Kashmir, the Supreme Court did take very strong note of it and also pulled up the centre.
Well, Akshata, the Supreme Court in its last order on this Jammu Kashmir issue had directed the government to ensure that all orders regarding detentions, regarding restrictions should be put on, should be made public, so that it enables any person who's detained or any person who's restricted to move the appropriate court for relief. And that is exactly what has happened here. Omar Abdullah's detention order, which was passed on the 7th of February, on the 5th of February, has been challenged by his sister Sara Abdullah pilot. In fact, specifically on the grounds that there was no reason, there was no explanation to book him under the PSA. Now, what the argument is saying, and I'm quoting this, is that on 5th of February 2020, that is the day on which his earlier detention of under CRPC was supposed to lapse, would terminate and cease to have legal effect. And while he was still under detention, the district magistrate, in an absolutely arbitrary exercise of power, has ordered further detention under Section 8 of the Public Safety Act. Now, what she is saying is that this order of detention is a completely arbitrary exercise of power, because in the last 6 months, Omar has been under detention, and PSA requires that there has to be some apprehension, that some link to any action that has been taken before the PSA order is passed. Now, she's asked the question, why is it? How is it that the PSA order has been passed, particularly when he has not made any public statements, he has not incited any sentiment against the government, or created any sort of public nuisance? These are the three reasons for which a PSA detention can be imposed, and none of these are valid when it comes to Omar Abdullah, because he's remained under detention for the last 6 months. She's also argued in her petition that the initial detention of August 2019 itself was illegal, because he is a senior political leader. He has been participating in the national democratic process, and he is not somebody who's raised any allegations against the government.
And it will be interesting to see what the government has to say, what their version will be officially in the Supreme Court. Anisha, thank you for joining us with those details.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.